Guys, I'm doing a creating challenge. As I've said before, I want to be able to do these videos weekly, and that's been going well thus far. I think we're about 6 weeks in now, so I think that's very nice. So, in my schedule for these videos, I had penned down an idea that I wasn't sure I would have been able to pull off successfully. I decided to try out the idea with the video you're watching right now. So here's hoping that I can keep up with the rest of the challenge. I am calling it the AOTY 3D challenge. Like a lot of people in the world, I am a fan of what music can do for your mind. I like the hair raising sensation of good music. I like the pushing of artistic boundaries and so forth. A lot of my 3D creations have actually been inspired by songs and albums that I've listened to in the past. So, with all the year end lists popping up all over the place, I thought to merge two interests of mine, music and 3D, together in one challenge. And that's how the AOTY 3D challenge was born. The goal is to create 3D items, and this is me opening it up to all 3D creators of different fields related to the top rated albums of the year, including the ones you don't like, of course. And to erode any sense of bias and so on, you have to use a list points aggregator that compiles different lists into one. The one I'm using is from albumoftheyear.org. I'll leave a link to it in the description. By the way, that list changes every other hour with new publications coming out. So here are the rules for the challenge. Number one, you must listen to the project while creating your 3D items. Sadly, there's no legal way to upload proof of this, as your videos might get hit with copyright takedown notices and so forth. So this point is more or less just an ethical point. Number two, you must get into the creating process with nothing planned prior. It's a freestyling type of affair, no thoughts, sketches, or concept designs before creating. Again, there's no way for you to prove this, so you just have to follow along accordingly. The third step is that you must complete the modeling process within the album's runtime. For example, I did all my modeling in Marvelous Designer. I ended up making only pants and a round neck shirt with a pair of shorts underneath, though as I kept creating and planned on doing more stuff. But once I felt the radio silence after the song 365, I checked my music player and knew my time was up. You may continue other 3D creating processes like texturing for as long as you wish, but make sure you tie them to the fourth step. By the way, if you plan on doing a render, you have to model everything in that render. You may use a few props, but the main elements of the render must be modeled by you. The fourth step, guys, is that you have to tie your creation to the album you are listening to. If, for example, you modeled a pair of shoes and weren't it done, you have to compensate with texturing, lightning, or whatnot to create a story around the vibe of the album with your 3D creation. This step is optional. You'll hear mine at the end of the video. So those are the four steps. One, listen to the project while creating your items. Two, create without any prior concepts. Three, the modeling process must be completed within the album's runtime. And four, connect your output with the album through a story. Optional. The other day, I was thinking about how people look up to a certain league of albums and say nothing will ever compare to them. Whether or not that's true depends on who you ask. However, I feel like there are good albums that come out every year, and by every, I mean every. But the issue now is they may not get as celebrated as they ought to be in order to put them in the league of untouchable albums that they should be in. So my hope is that a challenge like this can help cement an album's legacy. It's also good that we have central list aggregates to prevent any bias. The album I created these items for was Charli Brat. I have evidence that it was created within the album's runtime of about 41 minutes. You can see a 46 minutes runtime of the video file because I had a phone call and forgot to pause the recording. So I'll have to make sure to pause for the next one. All that said, here are the items I made. I really like the way they came out. So I'm also very happy with the process of creating these items. Now, here's how these items are connected to Brat. The album has club type sounds and themes, but when it came to the tone of the singer, she didn't sound like she was in a party mood at all. Rather, it sounded like she was using the club beats to mask secret pain. And most times, when we're in pain, we're not in public spaces, or at least we do not want to be in public spaces. So, to highlight this juxtaposition, I made items we should feel comfortable in, but with the intent of wearing them out to a club event. Wearing sleepwear at a club event or an indoor party with you as the sole attendee. That's what Brat felt like to me. That's the gist of this, essentially just a small story to give context to how these items are related to the album that I listened to. If you intend to do this challenge yourself, you can use the hashtag AOTY3D challenge to let people know that it's related to this. Thank you for watching this video, and here's to more 3D videos.